This video series is presented by SharePoint Journey School. If you want to watch more these videos, you can go to SharePoint Journey School here and click on Enroll Now button, or you can go to one of our free courses, which is SharePoint Designer Workflows, SharePoint Fundamentals mini course, or Get Started with SharePoint Online Development. You can enroll in one of these free courses to learn more about SharePoint. In this video, you learn what is the importance of checkout and check-in and how it works in the document library when you are working with the documents. So if I go to the document library here, I have a lot of documents and we have created some of the columns in the previous video, and all these columns are mandatory now. Now I wanted to make some of the changes in one of the document and I don't want others to modify while I am modifying. So what I can do is I can go to the ribbon and check that out. And I can always check out, and you can see that it's checking out from modern invoices from the item action menu as well, and it will show that symbol saying that that particular document has been checked out. Now I can modify that document and no one else can modify the document because it's been checked out by me. Now if I don't want to make any changes, there are two options that I could do. I can just discard the checkout and I can just check it in without changes as well. But in this case, the ideal option would be discard the checkout because I didn't make any changes. Now you can see the message here. When you discard the checkout, whatever the changes you will make, everything will be lost. But here I can just go ahead and do it and discard checked out now. So if I want to make changes, I can check it out again and I go open that particular document. So let's go ahead and edit this particular document in the browser itself. So I'll go and edit in the browser. Now I'll put some comments or some modifications to this document. Then once I make those changes, or while I was making these changes, the document is getting saved to the library. So after making the changes, and now I can go back to the invoice management where my file is there. That's the library where I have the file. Now let's say I made the changes. Now I can go to item action menu and click on more and I can try to check it in. Now see what happens when you try to check it in. Even I can do that from the ribbon. So I'm gonna add the comments. It's actually optional, but it would be better if you add comments so that other people can see what happens. But in this case I get an error. So let's look at the error and see what actually displays. Now when I select that and see that it's in progress, but it says you still need to fill out some of the required information. So you have to fill the required properties of this particular document before you check it in. In this case, the required properties are customer code, customer reference, and those are the fields that we have to fill it. Now let's go ahead and fill those information. Then we will be able to check out. So I'll go to more and click on properties. Now in the modern library, you can see that the view shows differently. It shows edit all. Now as soon as I update each column, the details will be saved to that particular item. So I type here invoice document and in the bottom you can see it's saving and shows status as saved. So it's going to show the status for each and every particular column while I am making the changes for each of one. So as soon as you update an individual property, that property will get updated. So you don't have to worry whether you have to modify or save all those values at once. That's one of the change that they have made. Now if you want to make changes to the all columns at once, now you can click on edit all, which will show the similar list view form, which is edit form, where you have option to save or cancel those changes. If you want to make changes everything once, you can make changes and click on save and that item will be updated. So now I'll go back to the library here. Now you can see that that particular document, all properties are there, or all mandatory fields were filled. Now we can go ahead and check this in. So to check this in, I can select more, check it in. I can put my comments here, updated the doc, and click on check it in. Now we should be able to successfully check in this particular document. Here you can see the item is checked in. So now other people will be able to see what are the changes I made to this particular document within the document library. Now We have these documents where we saw how to check in and how to check out. But now I have few more files outside of this particular document library, and I wanted to add those documents to the document library. So if I go back here, I have a lot of files here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select multiple files and upload it to the document library. In the previous videos, you have already seen how to upload multiple documents to the document library. So we are going to use the same approach. I'll select all of them and drag and drop to the document library, so it will get saved. Now, interesting thing is it's uploading 17 documents. That's not the interesting thing, but as soon as it uploads all these documents in the old document library, it used to check out immediately because all the properties, customer code, customer reference, invoice date, invoice number are mandatory even for these documents within the document library. But it doesn't show that you have to fill the properties. This is something Microsoft is looking into, and most of the users are asking to show that checked out option so that users can go ahead and fill or populate the information. So still Microsoft is looking into this particular thing that they are working on. So now if I try to go to one of the document and if I try to update one of the document within this particular document library, we are gonna see the same behavior. So I have checked out one document, and when I checked out that particular document, if I try to check it in, I'll get the similar kind of error that we saw. So it still says that you have to populate the information for that particular document as well. So let's go ahead and modify the properties of that particular document here. Here I'm going to do the same thing that I have done for the previous document where we have updated all the values for this particular document. So let's populate the information like we did before. So here I'm just entering the customer code, customer reference, the invoice number, and the invoice date and invoice total. So once I populate all the information, then I can go ahead and save the details. Once I save all the information, then we should be able to check this document in, and others will be able to see what are the changes that we have done within this particular document library. So here the comments are optional. Now we have seen in this particular video like what is checkout and what are the different ways you can check in. But there is one more thing called version history. So what this version history shows us is when this document was modified by whom, and what are the different properties that has been modified within this particular document. So all those details can be seen using version history option. So that way you can track back what are the different changes that has been made. If you want to revert it, you can always revert that particular document to the previous state. So here I can restore it to the previous version. So when I restore it, it will automatically shows the previous information, and it will create a one more version with the new changes that we have done. It's a very important functionality for your end users when you're working with multiple documents, especially the check-in, check-out, and how you could perform these operations within your document library, and also how you could look at the version history information within the library. To watch more videos, don't forget to enroll in SharePointJourney.com.